Good morning, class! I am Julia Grace Pulario, your science teacher. It's nice to see everyone again. How are you all today? That's great to hear. I'm so glad to be back with you for another exciting lesson. Before we begin, let us all stand up, bow our heads, and feel the presence of the Lord.
Please bow your heads and let us pray. Dear Jesus, please show me how to spend this day sharing your love in every way. Help me to be kind to everyone, to play and love and have lots of fun, shining your light and giving your grace, sharing your joy with a smile on my face. Angel of God, my guardian dear, to whom God's love commits me here. Ever this day be at my side, to light and guard, to rule and guide. Amen.
Thank you, and you may take your seats. Now, let's check who's present today. Sanya, Faye, Yaira, John King. Very good! It seems most of us are here and ready to learn. Before we start, let's quickly recall our classroom rules. First one is listen to the teacher. Second, be nice to your classmates and teacher. Third, keep our classroom clean. And lastly, enjoy learning. Alright, now that we're all set, let's begin our lesson for today. Class, I have something to show you. Look closely at this picture. What do you see? Very good. Have you seen a mountain or a river in your area? Wow! So, we really do have amazing natural landforms around us. What kinds of plants or animals do you think live near those places? Correct! These living things depend on those landforms and water bodies to survive. Now, let's play a quick game called Wonders of Philippine Nature. On the screen, you'll see pictures of famous places in the Philippines. Your task is to match each picture with the correct type of landform or body of water. So, who wants to answer first? You're all quick learners! Very good, everyone! Now, let's watch a short video about the different types of landforms and water bodies. Okay, class, what are some landforms you saw in the video? Great! How about bodies of water? Very good! Now, why do you think these landforms and water bodies are important to humans, animals, and plants? That's right! They help living things to survive and grow. Landforms are the natural shapes or features found on land, and bodies of water are the natural forms of water found on Earth's surface. Let's start with landforms. The first one is mountains. It is the tallest landforms on Earth. One of the examples is Mount Apo in Mindanao. It is the highest mountain in the Philippines. It is also a home to our Philippine eagle and gives us fresh air and clean water. Next is hills. It is smaller than mountains with gentle slopes. One of the examples is Chocolate Hills in Bohol. They turn brown during dry season, just like chocolates. Next is valleys. It is low areas between hills or mountains, often with rivers. One of the examples is Ala Valley in South Cotabato, which has rich soil that is perfect for farming. Next is plains. It is flat and wide areas of land. One of the examples is rice green paddy field in Nueva Ecija. It is great for houses, schools, and crops. Next is plateaus. It is flat lands high above ground. One example outside the Philippines is the Colorado Plateau in the USA. Next is desert. A desert is a place that is incredibly dry. It gets very little rain, sometimes none for years. Because of the lack of water, you will see few plants growing there. Best example is the huge Sahara Desert that is located in North Africa. Next is canyons. It is deep, narrow valleys formed by rivers. One of the examples is the Grand Canyon Park in the USA. Next is islands. Island is a land surrounded by water. One of the examples is the Boracay Island in Aklan. It is famous for its white sand beaches. And the last one, volcanoes. It is the openings in the earth where hot magma and ash come out. One of the famous examples is the Mayon volcano in Alpine. It is known for its perfect cone shape. Now, let's dive into bodies of water. The first one is the ocean. It is the largest saltwater bodies. We are surrounded by the Pacific Ocean and West Philippine Sea. They give us fish and help control our weather. Next is sea. It is a smaller parts of the ocean, partly surrounded by land. One of the examples is the West Philippine Sea that is rich in marine life. Next is the river. It flows fresh water that moves to seas or lakes. One of the examples is the Agusan River. They give water to farms and homes. Next is lakes. These are bodies of water surrounded by land. For example, the Lake Nanao in Mindanao. Cool, right? Next are the streams and ponds. They're smaller bodies of water that is often found in parks. For example, the ponds in Rizal Park, where ducks swim and water lilies grow. A stream is basically a small, narrow river. For example, the Brook stream that just emphasizes a small, flowing water through parts of England. Next is the bays. These are wide, curved parts of the sea where ships can dock. For example, the famous Manila Bay, that is known for its beautiful sunset. Bays are important for fishing, shipping, and tourism. Lastly, the waterfalls. It is the water falling from a high place. For example, the Tinago Falls in Iligan City, which is one of the beautiful tourist spots. Now, let's learn how they affect both non-living and living things around us. There are three non-living components. The first one is climate and weather patterns. Mountains, oceans, and lakes can affect the weather of a place. For example, mountains can cause rain on one side while the other side becomes dry. This is called the rain shadow effect. Oceans and big lakes also keep the weather not too hot and not too cold because water cools and heats slowly. The next one is water distribution. Rivers and streams can shape the land. They can create valleys, canyons, and floodplains by carrying soil from one place to another. Lakes store fresh water and make nearby areas more humid and cooler. Lastly, soil formation and composition. Different places have different types of soil. Plains and valleys usually have rich soil which is great for farming, while deserts have dry and sandy soil, so only a few plants can grow there. Now, let's move to the living parts of the environment. The first one is the habitats and biodiversity. Different places give homes to different living things. Mountain forests have many plants and animals from the bottom to the top. Wetlands near rivers and lakes are full of fish, birds, and other animals. Next is the adaptation and survival. Plants and animals change to survive in their environment. In deserts, animals and plants learn to survive with very little water and very hot weather. In canyons, some living things can grow on rocky and steep places. And the last one is the human activities. People also choose places to live based on the environment. Farming is common in plains and valleys because the soil and water are good for growing crops. Cities and towns are often built on flat land like plateaus and coastal plains because they are easier to build on. So class, as you can see, landforms and bodies of water don't just make our world beautiful. They affect our weather, sport life, and even influence where we live. That's how nature, people, and the environment are all connected. Now, let's test your understanding with the fun activity called Life in Land and Water. In the first column, you'll see a picture of a landform or water body. In the second column, you'll see choices of living and non-living things. Circle which ones you think you belong there. Who wants to answer for number 1? Faye? Correct! The living things for mountains is letter B, deer and goats, while the non-living things for mountain is letter A, cold weather. Next, number 2. John King? Very good! The living things for river is letter A, the ducks and fish, while the non-living things is letter C, the river shapes land. Next, number 3. Jaira? Correct! The living things per plane is letter C, farmers and crops, while the non-living things per plane is letter A, fertile soil. Next, number 4. Sanya? Very good! The living things per lake is A, fishermen, while the non-living things per lake is letter B, the mild weather. Okay, number 5. Faye? Very good. The living things for desert is letter B, the camels and cactus, while the non-living things for desert is letter B, the hot, dry, and sandy. Wow, you're all expert already. Very good, everyone. Now, let's take a short quiz to check what you've learned today. Get your papers and pencil and read carefully and choose the best answer. Okay, number 1. Which side of a mountain usually receives more rainfall? A. The rain shadow side, B. The side facing the wind, C. The desert side, D. The valley side. Next, number 2. Which landform usually has the most fertile soil, making it good for farming? A. Desert, B. Valley, C. Mountain, or D. Plateau. Number 3. Which water body helps keep temperatures mild because it warms up and cools down slower than land? A. The pond, B. River, C. Ocean, D. Stream. Next, number 4. What kind of plants and animals are most likely to live in a desert? A. Those that need a lot of water, B. Those adapted to little water and extreme heat, C. Those that live only in cold places, or D. Those that live in wetlands. Lastly, number 5. Why are many towns and cities built on plains or plateaus? A. Because they are close to oceans, B. Because the land is flat and stable for building, C. Because they have waterfalls, or D. Because mountains protect them from the wind. Okay, time's up. Let's check your answers together. The answer for number 1 is B, the side facing the wind. The answer for number 2 is B, the valley. The answer for number 3 is C, the ocean. The answer for number 4 is letter B, those adapted to little water and extreme heat. And lastly, the answer for number 5 is letter B, because the land is flat and stable for building. Very good! I can see that you really understood our lesson about landforms and water bodies. You all deserve a round of applause. For your assignment, draw one landform near your home or province, maybe a mountain, hill, or a river. But if there isn't any nearby, don't worry, you may choose any landform or body of water you want to draw. And write 5 to 7 sentences explaining what landform is it, how it affects people, animals, or plants nearby, and why it's important to your community. You can also add colors and creativity. Wow, class! You were amazing today! Now we know that landforms and water bodies are not just beautiful, they're essential for all living things. Always remember, take care of our environment because nature takes care of us too. Thank you, everyone! See you next time!